anymore because they almost always end up being something that doesn't live up to its promise. So, for me, I'm just like, whatever, you know. If it ends up being great, then fantastic. I'll be really happy. But it might not. So, always worth bearing that kind of thing in mind. Guys I don't want to fight include... Let's throw another bomb, because it's fun. It's not remotely sensible in any way. Oh, nice. No! Wow, you can do that? That's fantastic. I had no idea how the bomb mechanics worked in this game. You can actually catch it and then throw it. That's so sweet. Anyway. Yeah, so, you know, hopefully it'll be the best thing to ever happen to MMOs, but who the fuck knows at this stage. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. It looks really promising. I think that Sandbox is definitely the way that MMOs are going. When I saw EQ Next behind closed doors like a year ago, I said, yeah, this is, you know, the Minecraft style of doing things is the right way of doing things at this stage. People want more customization, they want to be able to change the world in some way, and... Oh! They want procedurally generated stuff, and they want exploration, because that's what MMOs always used to be about, that sense of wanderlust. And you don't have that in MMOs anymore. So you need to recreate that in some way. That seemed to be the way that they chose to do it. Can I keep my stuff on the field? Wow, if that bribe lets me keep my special weapons on the field, then that's great. Seriously, I didn't get my Pogo or my Fanatic back? That sucks. Sweet. That's amazing. Apparently, if you bribe the ref, you can keep your special weapons on the field. I had no idea. That's incredible. Alright. Vinuk82, if you were to be stuck on a desert island with only 5 songs, which 5 would you choose to take along? Oh, Jesus. Well, if I took 5 Dream Theater songs, then that would probably last the entire stay of the desert island, so that might work. That's... I'm really surprised whenever anyone asks that question, because I'm almost convinced that no one really knows and that they're just making shit up off the top of their head. Yeah, I've been thinking about this question for years. Like, no, you haven't. No, you haven't. You just made that up. Oh, God. My favorite tracks, metal-wise. Well, there'd definitely be one Dream Theater song in there, which would probably be Pull Me Under. It's an amazing track. It's a fucking tough one. A really tough one. Dark Tranquillity's Monochromatic Stains would definitely be one. It's one of my favorite metal tracks of all time. Iron Maiden, Moonchild's the original LP version. Because it's just better. The other one was not so well mastered. It loses that initial bass chord. What else? Chainsaw! How did... Oh, wow, he failed the chainsaw. That's actually terrible. You suck at everything. GG. What other 2 tracks would I take? It's a really difficult question. Ridiculously difficult question. Come on, really? Not a single knockover this turn? Terrible. Absolutely terrible. What else? What else? Camelot? Which one, though? Because they're all pretty good. And I'm also really bad at remembering the titles of songs. I know which one I want, but I can't remember the name of it. I know the first one is Soul, but I can't remember the rest of it. Fuck, hang on. I'm going to have to actually Google this. Soul Society, that's the one. I was going to say, it's not Soul Sacrifice, that's a video game. Soul Society. Camelot Soul Society, and... maybe Sonata Arctica Replica for when I'm feeling really, really depressed about being on a fucking desert island. Oh god, why am I here? Yeah, I guess that would be it. Those are terrible answers, I'm sorry. But it's not a question that I think is easy to field at all. It's just something you don't think about, really. Because it's stupid. It really is. Alright, what else have we got? Zaka Oz says, do you think you'll ever do more community games like Brit and PS2? Probably not, because they always end up the same way. The way that the whole, hey, let's be a community in this game kind of works is a bunch of people join because they see me playing and want to fanboy, and then when I don't play, they whine and leave. So that portion of the kind of viewer base is kind of useless. And what ends up then happening is the remnants resent them because they just stuck around for that, and there's some hostility there as well. Now the whole thing falls to pieces because I invariably don't have the time to dedicate to actually running the thing. Like, if the sole reason why that community guild or whatever exists is because of me, then it's going to invariably fail because I will not have enough time to actually stick around with it. I can guarantee that. Yeah. So that's the problem, and that's why it fails all the time. The reason why Brit sticks around, even though it's very, very small now compared to what it used to be, is that there were enough dedicated players to actually just legitimately play the game and to keep playing it, regardless of whether or not the fanboys stuck around. That's the thing. And thank God for that, quite frankly. Alright, what am I going to do? I might actually try and throw the goblin. LOL! Chainsaw's kind of hilarious. I think I'm going to try and toss the goblin. That is, in fact, a euphemism. Choose destination for goblin. I guess it's going over there. You suck at this! Hazy Orion, is this your dream job? If not, what is? I guess it could be. You know, I think everyone idealizes making games, but it's an awful lot of work. So, you know, as cool as it would be to make games, I think, you know, being able to critique them and try to, in some small way, make them better is probably a dream job, yeah. There's nowhere for me to really go from here, and I don't want there to be. It's actually fine by me. It's like, oh, what are your aspirations after this? That there aren't any. Be better at this. Be bigger and more popular at this. Until video games go away, there'll always be a need for people like me, so why the hell would I not just keep doing that? That just seems silly. Right now, I'm just trying to keep the ball out of their fucking hands and not take too many casualties. Oh, Jesus. Let's that kind of clear him out of the way. There you go. Smack. Can we go for a pickup there? Oh, no, we can't. We can here, but I would have to go through 2 tackle zones to make it happen. Which, funnily enough, I think my guy's got a shot at. But he... And he fails the pickup. Should have seen that one coming. Alright, what else have we got? If you were to stop all Shoutcraft 2 casting, would there... Well, StarCraft 2 casting, what would be the fate of Shoutcraft Invitational, Shoutcraft America? That's from Cooper Rod. It would stop. I mean, it would... There's no point in me doing it. Those events get cast by me, and they're a massive financial drain. So there's no way that I would do them if I wasn't casting them. It just... one... Like, unless we have full production control of those tournaments, they're generally not what we want. And secondly, it's like, why would I throw money at it? Like, it's a passion project. The reason we throw money at it is because it's a passion project. If it ceases to be a passion project, there's no point in doing it. You know, it's not a business. Like, if it is, it's a horrible business and loses so much money. So, yeah, I would absolutely stop doing it. There's no reason for me. Right now, the only thing I really want to do is the mass tournament. Jesus, my team. What happened, guys? Oh, man. Just scrolling the question list down. There we go. I have like 3 guys left in the field. This is not good. Oh, come on! Should have seen that one coming. Where's the ball? He's got the ball. Alright, well, I think we just play for time right now. As much as possible. Don't really have much of a choice. Okay. please, come on. It's just a go for it roll. It's not that difficult. What else? Iluk. What 2 games are you most... I've already answered that. Kiske, why 4-minute turns instead of 40-second turns? Because I wouldn't be able to answer questions if I was doing 40-second turns. As you're well aware, that would be ridiculous. Doozapinden, what's the creepiest, weirdest thing a fan has ever said or done? I don't think there really has been one. I think I've been very fortunate in the respect that that just hasn't happened to me. But I know of people that it has happened to, and it really sucks when it does. I think, for the most part, we just kind of get socially awkward people every now and again, which is entirely understandable. And that's fine. I can deal with that. It's not really a problem. I know some people have big problems dealing with fans that are socially awkward, just saying, "Oh, isn't it terrible at this guy?" It's like, guys, it's probably not his fault, you know? Give him a fucking break. It just requires a bit of patience. And I guess that a lot of people don't necessarily have that kind of patience. Surprisingly enough, I actually do. My patience with people online is very limited, because I feel that online you have all the time in the world not to act like a complete fucktard. But unfortunately, people in real life, you know, some people have legit problems. And you kind of got to be a bit understanding of that. It's not their fault. It's easy enough. But again, some people just don't deal with it all that well. For whatever reason. So no, I don't think I've had anything particularly creepy done to me, you know, or said to me by a fan. It's not really a thing. What else? Thomason says, why haven't you had on the podcast that you personally would like to get on in future? Who haven't you had on the podcast that you personally like to get on? Bonus question, have you considered having Stylosa on? I don't know who Stylosa is, so no, I have not considered that because I have no idea who that is. What else? What's the AI needs to get its arse in gear? I'm just trying to stop him from scoring right now. Which, so far, I'm actually doing a reasonable job at. Surprisingly enough. Can he... Yeah, he's not in blitz range yet. Alright. I think what we do is we get this guy up and we blitz the... So that marks him, we get him up and we blitz. That's really a 1 dice. I guess it is. Oh, shit, it's both down against a block. I guess a shove will have to do. And then we'll just move around in such a way that he has difficulty getting out of the tackle zone. There we go. That will have to do for the time being. Can the troll get up? No! Troll's useless. Should have seen that one coming. Okay, so he's still in 2 tackle zones. The blitz is going to clear out another one. Oh, Jesus. I should actually use my apothecary to stop him from getting knocked out. Yes! See, if these guys can be relied on for anything, it's making stupid decisions. Go for the pickup. You suck! Thankfully, he probably won't be able to pick it up and score this turn, but he might, actually. Yeah, I think... Can he with that guy? Maybe. No, he can't score, but I don't have anyone up, so I think he's actually going to score on the last turn, which would absolutely suck. Damn it. I don't have my wizard. I used my wizard. I guess on these rules you don't get the wizard again. That sucks. I should have played blitz, and I would have. I think I just screwed myself over by picking the wrong rule set, if you can actually believe that. Oh, that's 3 tackle zones. That's also 3 tackle zones. Fuck it. We have no chance. Make your time. Forcing a dodge roll out of it might work. Probably work better than a blitz would. Yeah, I don't think it matters which direction I go in here. I'm going to go through a lot of tackle zones regardless. So, alright, let's go for it. I have no rerolls. Okay, sweet. He made it. That's about the best that's going to happen though, I think. So it depends on whether or not that actually succeeds. Oh, you're finally back up on your feet, you lazy fuck. Alright. Okay, what else do we have? Oh yeah, I haven't actually answered the question. Who do I want on the podcast? Someone like Yahtzee or Jim Sterling would be pretty good, but Jim Sterling has a very specific way of podcasting that probably wouldn't fit well with us. Scored in the last 10, you fuckers. God damn it. So, yeah, that probably wouldn't work out. Yahtzee would maybe be entertaining, but I remember, like, asking him years ago to come on the show, and, like, he's just said, no, I'd be boring, and I don't speak well live, and things like that, so... I don't know if that remains the case. Perhaps it does. It would be nice to have someone like Will Wheaton on. I think he's got a lot of really interesting insight. And then, just anyone that has a lot of insight into the games industry, like James, is helpful. Speaking of James, James Angry Video Game Nerd, Rolf would be a good one, I think. I'd definitely like to see that. I'm going to toss another goblin in there while we have the chance. Oh, yeah. Oh, that was an awful match. I think we just buy a lot of bribes. 3 bribes. Could get a mercenary. I don't think we could afford a... Oh, we can afford a star player. We can afford another bombardier. That's cool. We can get him. I'll do. 60,000 left. Bloodweiser babes, I suppose. There we go. Oh god, it's a Nurgle team. This is not gonna go well. Okay. Let's have a look at the other questions, shall we? How much do you work on an average weekday? 10 hours a day. Would you say you work more or less than 40 hours a week? Well, it's 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. I work 60 for the most part. Sometimes a bit more. At the end of the day, you're self-employed. If shit doesn't get done, then it doesn't get done, and you don't get paid. So it is what it is in that regard. It's fairly important that you make sure that you do get things done, because otherwise you will be in an awful lot of trouble. This is not an ideal position, is it? No, it's not. Not at all. Put our bombardiers there, I think. There we go. So no, I mean, I work more like 60-hour work weeks, sometimes a bit more than that. Tomlinson asks, Eastern or Western Carolina barbecue, Texas or Kansas City barbecue, would you like to know more on how's Duke doing with the barbecue tour of the States? That's a lot of questions in one. I don't really know the difference. All I know is the best barbecue I've had was in Texas. I can tell you that for a fact. It was awesome. Really, really good barbecue. I generally don't like barbecue with a lot of sauce because a lot of sauce is very sweet in this country. So I'm not really the biggest fan of that. Like, I like Memphis dry rub for the most part on things. Oh, come on! Huh, which do I prefer? It's a fucking hard choice, isn't it? Oh, God. It's a tricky one. I don't know enough about barbecue to really make a good comment on it, honestly. I know there's some stuff in North Carolina that I like, but there's also some stuff in North Carolina that I just like, this is so sweet, how can you eat this? Or just you've slathered it in sauce and I can't even taste the meat anymore, so what's the point? Okay, what else have we got? Do you have any early impressions of Ring Runner Flight of the Sages? Are you waiting to see whether it gets greenlit first? I have the game, I just haven't got around to playing it. I don't have any early impressions of it yet. It's as simple as that. What are the other benefits given to subs in the upcoming future? Well, you're looking at them. You get VOD rights, especially for the podcast, which is probably the most relevant thing, I think, for most people. Yep. You'll get this show, and there'll be more subscriber icons, and that's pretty much how it's going to be. I mean, there's not really a lot else we can do with the Twitch interface. So, that is what it is. Come on, just roll in the right direction for once. There we go. Need my Fnatic to not suck, preferably. to skip forward a bit. Critical Sid, do you watch the new Whose Line Is It Anyway? How do you like it so far? Did you enjoy the originals? The originals are fantastic. I, for the most part, actually enjoy the American one. It's maybe a little bit more raucous. I still like the English one, but I think the American one's surprisingly good. Which is fairly rare, considering most comedy in America is terrible. Especially when it's nicked from the UK. That never helps. The new one's alright. I think the biggest problem with that is the host. I don't hate her, but she isn't Drew Carey. That's the problem. She currently isn't adding anything to the show, whereas Drew Carey clearly did. So, like, what you've got now is a slightly reduced version of what was there previously. It's still good, but it was better before. It's not terrible, but it was better before. I think you can probably see where I'm going with that. Do you have to stand still to throw a ball? I guess you do. It's unfortunate. Oh. Can I toss one from here? Yes. Can I hit anyone without killing my dudes? Probably not. Will I try it anyway? Fuck yeah. Ah! Oh god, these are awesome. Wow. Okay. Kim in the Nets, do you know if you're getting early access to EverQuest next? Are you going to do any coverage of it? I would say, considering that I get along pretty well with SOE, it's most likely that I'll be able to get in fairly early. And I will most likely cover it, because it looks interesting. Will I play it at launch? Probably not. You know, that's... I think people need to get that out of their heads immediately. If I cover it in beta, that doesn't mean I'm going to cover it after launch, right? I cover it in beta because people are interested in it. And also, I forgot to turn my overlay off, didn't I? Wow, there we go. And that's kind of it. Yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to cover it outside of beta. I might not even play it, because I might not have the time, or I might just get burned out in beta and don't want to play any more of it. So, but yeah, I would assume that I will cover it. I'd be very surprised if I didn't. Will you be appearing on any of the Polaris shows? Simon W31. Nope. No intention of doing that. Reason why is because none of the Polaris shows fit my demographic. The PewDiePie stuff is clearly aimed at kids. Now, it's blatantly obviously done that way, so that's not my demographic. My primary demo is 25 to 34, but it's not, in fact, 13-year-olds, so no. Any stuff that I do on Polaris will be stuff that I created. It will not be stuff that Polaris is doing. It's Arctic. I'm a commentator. My videos aren't even getting close to the amount of views that I'd hoped. I'm thinking of doing different things, like reviews, but I don't know how I'd be able to differ myself from others. Any suggestions? I actually kind of don't have any suggestions. A lot of people ask me this question, and if I had ideas to differentiate myself from other channels, I'd be using them on myself, not on other people. So for me, it's a strange scenario where I'm being asked that kind of stuff, and like, I can't really consult with you and give you a bunch of ideas, because if I had those ideas, then I'd probably use them on me, not you. So I guess that's a problem. But YouTube is very potluck. Like, there is no path to success. Everyone on YouTube got successful in a different way, and that way is probably not replicatable, because that's just the nature of YouTube. It's a very viral thing. So I'm afraid I don't. You know, I didn't start doing YouTube stuff because I wanted to be successful on the internet. I started doing YouTube stuff because I like doing YouTube stuff. And I think that everyone that is successful on YouTube started for exactly the same reason. So if you don't start for that reason, and you don't do it that way, you're probably not going to get that far. Just something to bear in mind. Sweet! God, Bombardiers are amazing! God! My God, they're incredible. Love it. Absolutely love it. Can I get that? Yeah, probably. Should I get that? Probably not. Should I pick it up with somebody else? Most likely. But the Pogo has better range, so that kind of makes more sense at this stage. Let's do more damage. Ah, there's a reason why I love this guy. Let's leave him as he is for the time being. Oh, troll. What is wrong with you? What? Why did I do that? I'm not even thinking. Will you sneak your way to GameCon? Nope, not doing it. I don't, like, it's going to take a lot to get me to travel internationally because I hate flying in a really big way, and GameCon is definitely not big enough for me to justify it. I don't even go to Gamescom this year. That's how much I hate flying right now, so... I actually need to get that sorted. I'm hoping there's a way, like, I'm considering hypnotherapy, like legit hypnotherapy, and I'm hoping that will help. We'll see how it goes. How is it? I don't know if I really want to touch that question, because it's a little bit too close to kind of family stuff, so I'm going to avoid that. Zinthar, will you ever be coming to an event in Australia? Pretty much the same thing I just said. I don't find it likely that I will. And that's simply because... it's so much flying. Like, the idea of flying to Australia terrifies me. It's so much flying. I think I'd go nuts on the plane. I don't think I'd survive it. So, and I can't sleep on planes either, so I'd be awful by the time I got there. So, no, I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen, I'm afraid. So we go for the pickup. Stop failing at everything. Should have just thrown some bombs before I did that. Here's one. Jack Age 45 will most likely the Yogscast will be doing another fundraiser over Christmas. Would you work with them for this if asked? Yeah, absolutely, if they asked. Generally they don't, because they now have like a full crew of people that are in their office, so they do a lot of the stuff that way, which makes a lot more sense from a business standpoint as well as a production standpoint. But if they asked me, I absolutely would. There's no real question about that. I'd definitely help them out with that. Casted, how are the guests chosen for the podcast? Now it's guests that I want, and that's it. There is no other factor involved in it whatsoever. It is guests that I want on the show, and that's it. And as a result, the shows have been a lot better. We don't just take random guests anymore. It's not worth the hassle. It really, really isn't. It's too much bullshit these days. I am really liking these bombs right now. Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, it's wonderful. It's kind of wonderful. Fuck! Just hit him! Why are you like this all the time? What is wrong with you? Okay. What else have we got? Could go for the handoff, but... what am I doing? How is Axiom doing? Says Simon W31. Seems like they've done really well. Do you see them becoming a bigger team in the future? Well, we've always said that we want 6. And we currently don't have 6. We've got 4. We're going through a rough time right now. You know, all of our players got knocked out of WCS. It will only take us 1 match to get back in, but all getting knocked out in the round of 16 is a massive underperformance compared to what we did last season. A lot of the guys feel like they're in a bit of a slump right now, and you know, I think all teams go through this stage where their players are just losing a lot. So... yeah, this is kind of the thing for us. So we're trying to get everything together for GSTL, make sure that we can actually do everything there, and I think that if we manage that, then we'll be in a great spot, because for us, GSTL is like the thing that where we really prove that the team was viable. So, Simon W, why did Zook come to live with you? Because he lives in fucking Romania. Why the hell wouldn't he want to move to America? He hates Romania. You know this. It's very, very common information. But I think it mostly comes down to the fact that it's a bit easier for us to work when he's in the same time zone. So, yeah. Simple as that, really. That is an interesting one. Riversfall, big internet personalities often troll and get in debates or ridicule serious issues. Do you think that if you have a large following, you have an extra responsibility to think your words through and consider the effects of what you say on your followers? Yes, but only because it would affect your viewership. I'm sorry, that might sound harsh, but that's the way business works. That's the way reality is. You want to know the reason why a bunch of, like,